Hi, I'm Charlie and welcome to the Non-Essential Project.
Boom! What is your occupation?
My main occupation is a children's circus and theatre performer. And a children's director of a school that does circus and arts and drama and gymnastics and lots of other things. It's called Burgh Kids and Teens, and it is an offshoot of Burgh Healthy Hub, which runs classes for adults, fitness classes.
And who is this?
This is a flyer. She turns 1 tomorrow, and she's just woken up. So here she is.
And how did you learn your craft?
I started as a gymnast when I was 6 years old. I really loved drama at school and I pursued that at uni, and it wasn't until my lecturer at my performing arts uni in Wollongong suggested that maybe I should have a look at Circus Monoxide as they run classes. And I went there and did a class, and it was a great marrying of my drama skills and my old gymnastics skills all in one.
Now, what do you love about your job?
That it's not the same and there's so much variety. No week is the same from any other week, and I think if it was like that I would get bored very quickly. I did try the routine thing to practice when I was pregnant and I failed.
What other jobs have you had that aren't in the industry?
I was a waitress. I wasn't very good at wearing the uniform. And I actually started, my first job was a gymnastics coach when I was 14. I did that all through high school, and that was a great foundation for my teaching that I still do now. So I've been teaching for 20 years. I was born in New Zealand, and when I was 6 weeks old, me and my mum moved to Shepparton, which is rural Victoria, and I was raised by my mum and my grandfather and my aunties and uncles for the first few years while she found her feet as a single mum. And then we travelled around, we did Sunbury, we lived in Bendigo, Castlemaine, and then we finally moved to Canberra when I was in grade 3, and that was the longest place I'd ever been anywhere.
Who do you depend upon in your life, and who are you closest to?
I would say I depend upon a fire now, and she's my little kickstarter. You know, we start our mornings together. I depend upon my mum. She lives in Alice Springs, so I haven't seen her all last year. And I depend upon Ben to help me with big projects and to also just be around. And I also depend upon Kate, who works with us at the kids' school and is just amazing at lots of things and has a law degree and can do anything she sinks her teeth into. So they're the main people in my life I depend on. Oh, and I also depend on my mums and bubs group. They've been a saving grace all this year with a new baby.
What did your year look like before the pandemic hit? Did you have other plans that then went?
Well, it's funny because it's the first year I became a mum when the pandemic hit, and I think when you become a mum, you don't know how it's going to change your life. So I clearly had a bunch of shows and performances all lined up for when she was going to be 6 months old, because I just assumed that I would step straight back into that. And the year before the pandemic hit, I was performing. I was touring while I was, 20 weeks pregnant and sleeping in a van and still performing 3 shows a day. Even when I was 38 weeks pregnant, I was still putting on the big end of year production for all the children. There's 200 performers and we had 700 people come and watch. And I was just doing the same thing I do as normal, and I just sort of expected to slowly move back into that, but I didn't this year. And look, it was probably a little bit of a silver lining because I wouldn't have got to spend so much time with a fire, and I was able to pass the baton of my work to another performer who really needed it, and that felt really good.
What did you find was most important to you? So did things change for you?
I've actually found that having a creative outlet while being a mum is still really important. The balance slips way faster because I like to push things, and I just can't push as hard as I normally have. But it's really important for me to feel connected to a community with all my students and families down there. At the end of just last year, I put on a Christmas show that I performed myself in, and that was, even though it took a lot away from the family unit, which I would manage differently next time, it was nice that I got to do that. Reminded me of what I love.
Have you found that your perspective has changed?
I feel that artists are the most adaptable people probably out there as in the workforce. I often reflect, I go, if anyone was, going to be affected in this way and manage to cope with it, it's people like us, because we're so used to thinking on the fly and being creative and going with the flow. We're not locked in. And I think people have created really amazing things out of it.
What advice would you give someone looking to get into the arts?
If it's something that feels like it belongs to you, and it feels, even if it feels scary, even if it feels like you don't know how to get started with it, but you just know it fits, just start. Just start anywhere, because there's no cut out path for arts. So there's no undefined route. So you create your own path. So just have faith that it will take you where you're meant to go.
Now a little fun part, which is word association. So I'm going to say a word, and I want you just to say the first thing that pops into your head. Pandemic.
Survival.
Essential.
Unique.
Lockdown.
Time with family.
Isolation.
Reflection.
Community.
Strong.
Music.
Therapy.
Chores.
Relentless.
Green.
Trees.
Important.
Self-care. Oh, hello. All right, I've got my next job cut out for me. See you later. Do I say something about the non-essential project? You did great.
Yeah, good job.
I'm looking at the camera, not you. We'll go again. Would you like some water? Yes. There you go.
Okay,
I think it's Kate. Yeah, she wants Kate. Go to Kate now. Thank you. Oh, time to change a nappy.
She was doing good.
She was doing good until Kate came.
Everyone down.
Mm-hmm. Bet my interview's a lot different to Louise's, isn't it? Does she swear in hers? Hi.
Yeah. She has got Ben's hair like his.
And Ben's face. And Ben's.